Hello, Eric King coming to you once again from Nugget of Truth and the Shepherd's Way. It's 2023 and we're in the month of July. Some of our interesting predictions that I posted for the month of June and July of this year, we're watching some of it come to fruition. Be that as it may, a lot of the things that we predict are based on Bible prophecy and on what the Word of God says. And of course, we stay attuned to the signs of the times. So many of our predictions are quite accurate. It's important for you to stay tuned to those of you that study with us here. And I want to say something that's very important. We're in our 6th year of study now. We proclaim the 7th message. You know, the book of Revelation is the revelation of Jesus Christ. It's not the revelation of Joe Schmuckaduck or anybody else. It's the revelation or the revealing of Jesus Christ. And before the church is caught up and out of here, God, through an angel to Jesus Christos, he's not an angel, but through angels, Jesus Christos, he's a messenger in the sense of an angel. The word angel means messenger, but Jesus Christos is part of the Godhead, part of God. But Jesus Christ gives direct counsel in the first chapters of Revelation to 7 churches through 7 angels. Now, a lot of these churches are not studying the counsels to the 7 churches, but they're very pertinent. Those 7 churches, of course, represent 7 epochs of time in the church dispensation. We're in the time of the end. We've been in the end times since the Apostle Paul, but now we're in the time of the end. We're in that Laodicean condition, the 7th condition of the church. Now, another thing, if you study with us here, specifically, you need to study our 7 seals revelation. We have a 7-part lecture series on the 7 seals revelation. Very important to understand. The final sealing message, brothers and sisters, to the church and to the 144,000 comes through an angel. It comes through an angel. Now, we don't worship angels, no, but it comes through a celestial angel, and it comes through an angel on earth, a messenger on earth, that porter, the one that Jesus puts in charge. In each church dispensation, God has spoken through pastors and teachers, men and women that understand, who have been revealed these messages in the appropriate time of prophetic history. So we understand that before, those of you that study the 7 seals with us here know that before the final seal can be opened completely, the sealing message from that 7th church to Laodicea, the 7th angel, the 7th messenger, that church that seals that message, I should say, that comes to the 144,000, comes through the final church before the church is harpazo, caught up and caught away. After these things, I saw 4 angels standing at the four corners, north, south, east, and west. That's a metaphoric statement representing the 4 directions of the earth, holding the 4 winds. Those are winds of strife, of war, that are going to be unleashed during the 6th seal. That the wind should not blow on the earth and the sea or on any tree, because they're holding back, these angels are holding back the 4 winds. The 6th seal cannot finally open yet. There's a period in between there, a time that we're experiencing now, called the sealing message, the message to Laodicea. Then I saw another angel ascending from the east, not descending. This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 2. In between the 6th and 7th seal, we have a period that's placed in between there that says, hold back that 6th seal in its finality until what? Until we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. That includes the last day church, and that last day church gives the final sealing message to those that will go through and into the tribulation, the 144,000. And it comes through the 7th angel, and I would urge you to watch all our messages on the 7th message so that you understand the importance of that 7th angel's message. We're in a parenthetical place in prophetic history. We're in the time of the Babylonian prophecy of Jeremiah chapter 25, where the politicians are drinking from that cup and they're going mad. I would urge you to watch our whirlwind prophecy so you can understand right now the current state of the world. And in this time, the 7th angel, also mentioned in Ezekiel 9 with the rider's inkhorn, amongst the other 6th angels that came to the 6 churches prior. The 7th messenger is here. Then I saw another angel, messenger, ascending from the east. He comes from the east, up from the earth. He doesn't come from heaven. This is the physical celestial messenger who has the message from the celestial seventh angel that was given through and by Jesus Christos. Having the seal of the living God, he comes up from the east. We've talked about Phoenix in America representing that rising bird, that bird of prey. We read in Isaiah that God takes that bird from the east. He travels to the east from us, going east across the Atlantic and all the way up into modern-day Antioch and Syria and all the neighboring countries. It's a global message, the sealing message. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was granted to harm the earth and the sea, saying, do not harm the earth and the sea. That is, don't open that sixth seal, or quite frankly, any of the seals in their finality. We know they've all opened to one extent or another, but in their finality, the final ride of those horses, no. Don't open them yet. Do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees, which will happen under the sixth seal. Again, this is a parenthetical pause period between the sixth and seventh seal. Don't do those things yet. Till what? Till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So that messenger that comes up from the east, he says to the four celestial angels that are holding back the final judgment of those seals, hold, until we, messenger from the east says, until we, who's we? We is the John class. I would urge you to watch our message on the seven thunders of Revelation chapter 10. John was given the message of the seven thunders. This involves the message to the seven churches, the seven seals, the seven trumpets, the seven bowls of God's wrath. All the septenary mysteries are in this seventh message. John said that he was to prophesy again before or in front of many peoples, kindreds, nations, and tongues, the seven thunder message. Of course, John never did that. He died. He was on the island of Patmos, taken into captivity. So, who stands for John to do that? God commanded that John's message would continue to go forth. Well, it goes forth through what we call the John class. Those are those who receive all seven counsels to the seven churches and rise with the angel from the east, from this earth that is here now, speaking to us through the messages that you receive here at the Nugget of Truth and the Shepherd's Way. Isaiah chapter 32. Note this. This is very deep, I know, but a lot of the people that study here know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to whet the appetite of those Christians who haven't studied here to get your Bibles and study here with us. Isaiah chapter 32, behold, a king will reign in righteousness. Who's that king? Jesus Christos. That's Jesus the Christ. And princes will rule in justice. That is, those whom he's training now with the seventh message in the church dispensation to rule with him during that millennial reign. We will rule with Christ on earth during that millennial reign when this earth is going to be destroyed by heat and everything else that we're watching in the weather. It's going to be restored. But until then, behold, a king will reign in righteousness. Isaiah saw this. Jesus is our king, seated at the right hand of God the Father. And princes will rule in justice. Jesus said to the church in Revelation, you shall sit with me and you shall rule with me in that Davidian or Davidic kingdom. Now verse 2 of Isaiah 32:2. Again, Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. A man will be as a hiding place from the wind. Who's that man? Revelation chapter 7, verse 2. Then I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. Has the seal, that last message, the sealing message, the seventh message. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was granted to harm the earth, saying, do not harm the earth, the sea, the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Now notice in Revelation chapter 7:1, they're holding back the four winds, these four angels, and they're wanting to let them loose. But that messenger from the east, a man will be as a hiding place from the wind. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. That's the seventh messenger. A man will be as a hiding place from the wind and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, and as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. The eyes of those who see will not be dim. In other words, the seven seals are open to them. They will understand. Isaiah 29, the vision of all has become unto you, most of the church, a scroll that has been sealed, which cannot be opened. But this seventh messenger, through Jesus Christ, because of Jesus Christ's revelation, the revelation of Jesus Christ, the church is receiving the hidden manna. The eyes of those who see will not be dim, and the ears of those who hear will listen, and the heart of the rash will understand knowledge. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 4, and the heart of the rash will understand knowledge. Again, Isaiah 29, we have that book that was sealed. Isaiah 29:11, the whole vision, the Bible, the seven-sealed scroll, has become unto you like the words of a book that is sealed. But in in Isaiah 29, we have other studies in this. He promises to open it. Revelation 29, verse 18, in that day, what day? Now, in the time of the end. In that day the deaf shall hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. Verse 24, Isaiah 29:24. These who erred or erred in spirit will come to understanding, and those who murmured will what? Will learn doctrine. Also the heart of the rash will understand knowledge. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 4. Jump down to Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Those are the women in the seven churches that are asleep. Those are the sleeping Christians. Like the 5 virgins that didn't keep oil in their lamps, we read about in Matthew. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice, you complacent daughters, you Laodiceans. Remember, Jesus' message to the Laodicean churches, he's knocking, but they're in there sleeping. They can't hear him. They think they've arrived. They don't need any more doctrine. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice, you complacent daughters. Give ear to my speech. Isaiah chapter 4, we read about those churches, those people in those 7 churches of Revelation that are asleep. Revelation chapter 4, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. That one man they take hold of is Christ. 7 women representing all those who are complacent in the 7 churches. They're not listening to the counsel to the 7 churches. And those women that are sleeping saying, we will eat our own food. That is false doctrine. We will wear our own apparel. We'll dress the way we want and do what we want outwardly the way we want. Only let us be called by your name. Only let us be Christian in name. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 1 to 4. But it says, in that day, there will, the branch, those who accept the Lord, who are awake, the branch of the Lord, on the other hand, will be beautiful and glorious for those of Israel who have escaped. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 2. This is all from Isaiah 4, the sleeping women and all that. When the Lord has washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, those sleeping Christians. Isaiah 4, verse 4. So, again, Isaiah 32. A man will be as a hiding place from the wind. That's because the 4 winds are being held back by those angels in Revelation chapter 7 until the 7th message is complete. So, Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 10. In a year and some days you will be troubled, you complacent women, fallen churches. For the vintage will fail, the gathering will not come. That great revival you're waiting for ain't coming. Tremble, you women who are at ease, asleep, Laodiceans. Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waists. Do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees, till we, the John class, who have the 7th message, Lord, please, Lord, do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. That 7th seal comes through the John class, the final church. The John class are the church that's not Laodicean. They're awake, and they're trying to wake the Laodiceans. And it's the John class, once they're harpazo caught up, that give this message, handing the torch down to seal the 144,000. We are in that time of the sealing message.